Ah, I think I hit the button. Yes, I believe I did. Check, yes. Ah, no, that's unnecessary. Part of the performance issues, I must clean up my act. Yes, be more something creative in this presentation, this dance that you have to do to educate, entercate, yeah, intercation. It sounds a little strange. Anyway, but that's sort of the game, right? So you have to subtly migrate understanding. Yeah, I think the argument is that there is no more argument to be made. The truth is revealed. You're just a silly bug going through, your little reflexive flailings throughout your life, and that's all you're doing. And there's no reason to keep doing it. And the bugs that are smart enough to understand that simple truth have to convince the bugs that don't that their behavior is inappropriate. Yes, that they're behaving badly, being bad little bugs, and they have to be better behaving little bugs. Have to recognize their limitations. There's nothing they can't control. The bad nature of the game, and it will fail. It will just rebuild itself into a holocaust, another war, another something. It's kind of like the futility of forest fires. Sort of thinking that was in Australia. They're having one of their heat waves, and Warbles was playing the radio, and there was some talk about every 30 years, 39 years, whatever it was, they have some kind of catastrophe of fire. It just keeps rebuilding up. Just the negative circumstances, the negative force builds up. Darth Vader shows up, Death Stars, blah blah blah, doom doom doom, and then you fight your victory, and you get all singed and burned. Everything gets all charred, and you sit there from a new position of nothing to rebuild it all again, to squirm about and do all the same shit all over again. Just quite preposterous. But anyway, the point of this video is to point out that, yes, that argument, the argument of futility and failure and foolishness and nonsense, no longer needs to be defended or organized or certainly it can be restated. It can be put into better words, but it's not like it's not discovered. It's been discovered. Okay, the E equals MC squared and the life equals fail. These equations have been discovered. Game over. And on that score. And so the only real discussion worth having is the discussion about, what you have to do, what kind of beads do I have to trade with the islanders, to give me rights to their, their giant ovum, or whatever the metaphor would be, their monstrous procreation to end the egg breaking, the egg making. And that's all it's really about. Just a conversation about how to persuade, not what the right answer is. Pretty much. It seems kind of obvious. Looking at it. So, I suppose there's no point in arguing the argument. It's only a point in trying to figure out what kind of gas you have to pour on it before you light it and throw it. How to make a good, truth bomb. What kind of cocktail do you have to mix together to get the truth into the insect? You can't just speak words to insects, bugs, You sort of have to teach them in other ways. Gotta pinch them a little here and pinch them a little there to get them to move the right way. But will they ever be able to understand? Yeah, I don't know. Seems they should to me, right? They, you know, they have the necessary brain. You know, do they have the rest that it takes? But anyway, I have to do some stream work, so I will be back shortly. See if I can find a decent rock to sit on. That one's a little pointy. I don't think I'd like that in my butt. So, till it be soon enough and such. Alright, fixed. Yay! For my team and such. Except for this rock, and this one's too low. This one's too wobbly. This one's a little too far away, but otherwise it's okay. So, that's better. Yes, I'm back on my path. Anyway, I've been across this stream in a week. Anyway, I have to go to real work tomorrow here, so I have to make sure I can get through. So we go back to, where was I? Yeah, maybe I'll put the stream fixing on the back of this video. Just the dead end. Anyway, hands are cold now. So you turn everything into an adventure. Yeah, so, you know, there's all these, yeah, you know, it's back to the movie thing again, but, you know, just because I've been going through movies and just trying to dissect them for what value can be gleaned. And, yeah, I'm ending up having more of a personal experience doing that than I anticipated, and that I'm somehow being emotionally affected by some of these movies. But irregardless, yeah, it's just this idea that different themes and different imagery means something to different people. You can see that in the formulas and, you know, the preachiness of some of the movies, and, you know, how they you know, fold like in cooking, they fold you know, the bullshit into the movie, you know, trying to disguise it, but you can tell it's there. You can see it pretty clearly, and so, you know, but that's the way to go. I mean, that's the only way, I suppose, is to make it all consumable in some sort of almost everyone fashion. You know, create the ultimate adventure story, the greatest story ever told. Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah, and you know, do it in a way that, you know, has enough elements in it, you know, enough change of texture and feel that nobody can be left out in terms of getting something that feeds them, and at the same time, you know, they all, you know, endure the no bit so bad to their own taste sensibilities, nothing so offensive that they give up and turn off. Yeah, so anyway, and who wants to, you know, it seems like it's not my job, it's not really my calling. You know, I am more of a scientist than an artist, I suppose. I mean, I know some people wouldn't like me using either one of those words to describe myself, but I'm just saying, as a tendency, I have less patience for the arts. But anyway, let's see what I do. I just roll it in my head. See if I roll it into something that, you know, actually looks like I could bake it and cook it and say, yep, that'll work. You know, we'll see. But I think that's That's what time it is, and I'm just avoiding it because I don't want to do it. Just seems like, why should I have to draw the cartoons? Why should I have to reduce everything to, flashcards and babble? And the why is obvious, because you have to. Yeah, that's the job, jackass. You can't teach the educables any other way but the slow way. And but again, it's not my nature to be a teacher. It's my nature to be whatever the thing is that builds the thing the teachers teach. So it's not a people person. I don't want to communicate with you on your level. Yeah, it's just the sad truth. It's like eating dinner with aliens or something. Yeah, you just don't want to do it. So anyway, endeavor to persevere and all that bullshit. Try to find a way. So yeah, but this theme is really, I didn't realize how much I've been reading those Zarathustra, the Nietzsche book. And it seems like he started off with something, like he was going somewhere, and then he just started going crazy. So it's like he went crazy writing that book, because it starts off like, I get this, okay, coming down from the mountain, I'm going to try to reveal the truth to the peoples, got that, but it goes all wacky, and by the end he's, communing with the devil and talking to animals, and I don't know, it all goes completely wacky. None of it makes any sense. So I guess that's why they never made the movie. Yeah, I guess that's why. Because he failed, going down I think from the back stretch all the way around the last turn, he was already limping and falling apart. And by the time he got to the finish line, it's like all the parts were flying off. I shouldn't laugh, but I don't like Nietzsche. So any failure he can succumb to is okay with me, because he was just an idiot. I mean, not an idiot, I'm saying in a mocking way, but quite obviously quite literate, quite intelligent, but he just got some of the basic pieces of the puzzle wrong, just catastrophically wrong. The game is broken. Let's play it even harder. I mean, it's just so stupid, The knife is pointy. Yeah, let's stick it even further into our fucking dick. I mean, it was just so stupid. This whole, you're somehow going to make yourself a shake and bake master race or something. Just really dumb. Superman. Don't think so. Not out of Earthling. No chance. So, I think that's probably enough. So many inconsistencies too. I mean, one minute he's bitching, at the moaners, and whatever, and then the next minute he's doing a bunch of moaning himself. So it's just kind of silly, complaining about the many too many, but don't call them that. That's basically what he says. He acknowledges the existence of the superfluous and the many too many, and yet he basically says, but don't tell them that. Don't inform them that they're being dupes, that they're being ground up. No, mind your own business. Take advantage if you can. Cut off some of their feet and eat them for dinner. And it's just so stupid. Anyway, I didn't want to get on that subject. Is this still recording? Yeah, it is. Amazing. So this looks a little better. Should be able to handle it, mostly. Yeah, this is, there's a dam where this water comes from, so it sort of prevents it from the overflow from getting too insane. I don't know exactly why that works, but it does. I'll have to figure it out sometime. I guess it's the narrowing of the opening. There's only so much rise in water per foot of rise, or I don't know, there's something to it. Anyway, never mind. That's another physics deal. Take care of that some other time. So, till be the next time, and such. Yeah. I'm back. Yeah, no good reason. I just happened to be here. And the sun just setting over there. Quite lovely, actually. But anyway, it's gray this time, though. Gray. Yeah, so again, this idea of the game. Yeah, the game. This is the word, the operative word. And the game is the puzzle. The puzzle. Solving the mystery. Resolving the truth out of the mush. Figuring out, getting the keys. Yeah. So games always have those kind of contrivances, of keys and stuff you have to put together to make something happen. So then you can move on to the next problem to solve. And it just keeps going on and on and on. Perpetual gameplay. And for the living thing, it's, they make it possible by killing us off as we start to get, a clue. And so they just keep you new to the game. So you'll keep chasing. So we will keep chasing. No point in saying a you, I guess. We'll just be trapped forever, chasing. And, that sort of sucks. Or not, because we break free of it. We decide to reject the Borg and, liberate ourselves. Liberate our kind. Liberate, be free of it. Free of the mistake. The error code. A bunch of kids. Damn it.
Because you know what? I don't want.
Kids. Yuck. You know what? You know, guys. You know what? Yeah. Fortunately, I was always literate. Yes. Anyway, I spoke authoritatively. My first words. Yeah, anyway, where was I? I hate this planet. Oh, that's not our subject. No. Yeah, so, I guess the point I wanted to make, the addition I was heading for and I just never got to, was the metaphors just keep piling on, in terms of not just metaphors, I mean the rudimentary functionality. And here we are, caught in a game, and I'm going to use a game metaphor, the formula of entertainment or adventure, an adventure story, solving the mystery, saving the universe, or whatever the quest is going to be, the quest. And I'll use the same metaphor, the same mechanism of addiction and hunger for solution, you know, and to sell the idea, to to slide it in one of your orifices without your notice, without you having a chance to, whoa, don't put that in there. Yeah, before you know it's in there, it's going to be in there, that kind of thing. So anyway, that's my mission, my quest. So I will quest to find the proper quest, to prevent, to cause the end of the questing, something like that. Something like that, anyway. So I think that would be enough. Oh, look at this wonderful little thing to hop across here. Wonder who provided that. Yeah, wonderful little public service. Well, don't step on that rock. Okay, that was a mistake. Yeah, nobody step on that one. I'll have to put a sign on that. All that work just so I get a wet foot anyway. So that didn't work too well. Oh well, as they say. Well, as I say. Anyway, enough of this anyway. Out of battery anyway. Yeah, see you next time and such.